name is Imogen. I'm from Baby Sense, or your Hello Baby and Toddler Sense, and today we are going to be doing a Q&A all about baby sleep. A very, very hot topic for many parents, many of you out there, and it is such a huge subject as well. So I'm not sure I can cover everything today, but I will really attempt to answer some kind of common questions which occur regarding baby sleep. So there's a few things that we kind of need to run through first, and that's to do with factors into baby sleep as well, because there's lots of factors that play a role in sleep, and some of them can include things like the well-being of the main caregiver, so the mother or the father, also the temperament of baby as well, and also genetic factors as well. So it'd be really worthwhile finding out how you and your partner used to sleep as a baby as well, because that could also have reasons as to why your baby has particular sleeping patterns. Also the setting as well, so if you're at home or if your baby's at nurseries, in a childcare setting, this can play a role in how your baby sleeps or settles down to sleep. Room temperature as well, making sure it's the correct temperature. Obviously summer months at the moment, it can get quite hot and a bit muggy as well, so making sure that it's the right temperature for your baby. Overstimulation as well. Overstimulation can often be overlooked, so just making sure that your babies do have those kind of rest breaks during the day, and also those daytime naps. Daytime naps are very, very important, and it's a bit of a myth when people go, oh, my baby doesn't nap in the day because they will sleep really well at night. Actually, that is a bit of a myth. It's really important that babies have their kind of rest breaks and daytime naps in the daytime as well. Making sure that baby has exercise during the day, and also getting out into fresh air and sunshine can do huge amounts for helping babies to settle and also sleep at night as well. Also thinking about bedtime routine. Some of you may already started implementing a bedtime routine, which is fantastic because babies absolutely love routine as well. Also, who's putting them to bed as well can also have an effect on how babies kind of settle, and also exposure to light. So as you can see, there is quite a few different things and different kind of factors which kind of revolve around sleep and how it can be different for every baby. So first and foremost, just to remember that all your babies are very unique and different. So some of the things I go through today, what might work for one baby might not work for the other. So it's all a little bit about trial and error. So let's look at the first question. So first question I've got is, do I get a nightlight to help my baby sleep better? Okay, so I have to kind of start from the beginning before I kind of give an overall answer on this. Firstly, we need to look at the hormones which play a part in sleep, and a very important hormone is called melatonin. This is also known as the sleep hormone. We know that newborn babies produce very little melatonin, which is one reason why they wake quite frequently during the night, and light is also another reason why babies find it hard to get to sleep and stay asleep as well. So artificial light can come from many different sources, such as the TV, it can come from your phone, computer, or even a nightlight as well. And this can actually suppress that melatonin production. So although a nightlight, obviously with a dimmer, can aid kind of nighttime feeds and nappy changes, it can lead to difficulties in getting back to sleep. So even if the light is turned on, even for a few seconds, it can switch off that melatonin production. So it's just something to think about and really consider whether you really want to kind of get a nightlight in your baby's bedroom, or whether you have one nearby if baby is kind of sleeping in a crib next to you if they're a newborn. As your baby, though, does move into their third month, what you'll find is that melatonin levels gradually start to increase. And at 6 months, what you'll find as well is that melatonin is produced in far greater quantities at nighttime, which is partly why babies sleep for kind of those longer stretches, which is amazing. But you'll also find they generally have kind of fewer daytime naps as well. So what you can do to really kind of help aid your baby's sleep is try just to reduce that artificial light, keeping the house nice and bright during the day, dimming the lights in the evening and putting baby to bed in complete darkness, if possible, and exposing babies to sunshine during the day as well. Another thing that you can do to really kind of help increase that melatonin production is, of course, massaging baby's feet. So I've got my lovely George here. This is George. And just massaging baby's feet can be a wonderful way to really get that melatonin secretion, and also helps to aid a little bit of relaxation as well. So in answer to the question, do you get a night light? We would say probably try and avoid night lights at night, to try and keep light as low as possible during nighttime feeds and also changes as well. So try and keep things as calm and low-key as possible. Okay, so question number 2 is, my baby wakes quite a lot during the night and I know he doesn't need a feed. Why is he waking up? Okay, so of course, babies will wake up when they're hungry, and it's good to have an idea of how often they may be waking up at certain stages and ages. So, for instance, a newborn generally wakes every kind of 2 to 3 hours at night for a feed, regardless of whether they are breast or bottle fed. Some newborns may sleep for longer periods between feeds. What you'll usually find is that most 2-month-olds wake up once or twice in the night and go around about kind of every 4 hours. So they wake up every 4 hours for a feed. And then between around about 3 to 6 months old, a sleep pattern. This is when the sleep pattern kind of usually begins to emerge, and babies might sleep for around about 5 hours or more at night, which means that you kind of get a bit of a restful night's sleep as well. And the reason for this is because the stomach increases its capacity to take greater quantities of milk at each feed. So the baby generally sleeps for longer periods during feeds, around about kind of 3 to 6 months, which is fantastic. But as the question's asked, the parent knows that baby's not hungry. So if you know that baby's not hungry, or you know that your baby doesn't need a nappy change, your babies will tolerate a wet nappy. If your baby's doesn't need a feed, they don't have a soiled nappy, but they're waking up, and you're thinking, why are they waking up? Well, they'll be waking up because at night, because primarily what's happening is their brain waves are actually shifting from REM or REM, rapid eye movement sleep, to non-REM sleep or non-rapid eye movement sleep. So in simple terms, REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep is where the brain is still really active and it's busily processing all that's happened during the day. Then you've got non-REM, is the quiet sleep. This is where breathing and a heart rate are regular and rapid eye movements are, of course, absent. So what's happening is your baby will be moving from one sleep state or cycle into the next. And what then happens, this causes your baby to awaken. And what you'll find is that this will happen at certain stages throughout the night. So how often do they alternate between the 2 sleep cycles? Well, a baby's sleep cycle will alternate throughout the night, and each cycle lasts around about 50 minutes. This does actually increase as your baby gets older, and this is compared to around about approximately about 90 minutes in adults is kind of an adult sleep cycle. So if you have a newborn, unlike older babies and adults, they enter their active sleep first, which is their REM sleep first, followed by non-rapid eye movement. So what you'll find is that with newborns, they usually wake up, whimper, fuss after active sleep, but what they will do is they will settle back to sleep if they're not actually hungry or disturbed. So if you have an older baby, very much like adults, they will enter non-REM, that deep sleep first, followed by REM, rapid eye movement. They will too wake up during movement of sleep cycles. They might whimper again, they might fuss, they might wriggle a bit. However, if left undisturbed, more than likely they will move from one sleep cycle into the next. Therefore, if you know your baby does not need a feed, does not have a soiled nappy, you know that they're safe and well, then as soon as they don't need picking up, because as soon as you pick them up during that transition period from one sleep cycle into the other, you're waking them out of their sleep cycle, waking them up completely, and then it's a lot harder to get them back into sleep. So one of the best things that you can do is place a hand, so say that baby's lying down in their cot or crib and not picking them up, but the best thing you can do is just place your hand on your baby. You know, they can hear you, might like to do some shushing, so try and aim to do 60 shushing 60 beats per minute. So you might want to shush to baby, shh, 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 shh. That resting hand, they can feel you, they can hear you, they can smell you, and that is so very, very reassuring, and it can do so much just to move your babies into their next sleep cycle. So it means you're not waking them up by picking them up, it means you're just helping them move back in to their next sleep cycle. So that would be one of the reasons why your babies might be waking up at night. If they're not hungry or they don't need a change, they're moving from one sleep cycle to the next, and us as adults do exactly the same as well. So I think we've come to the end of the questions now. So just really kind of to sum up, that there will be many factors which can have an impact on sleep or will play a role in the way that each of your babies sleeps. If possible, try and avoid a night light which can switch off that melatonin production, and try and keep things as low key as possible when placing baby down to sleep and during the night as well. If your baby is whimpering at night, but you know they don't need feeding, you know that they don't need changing, then just remember they could just be moving from one sleep cycle into the next, like us adults. So try and avoid picking them up straight away. Because what you could do is actually completely take them out of that sleep cycle and wake them up. So instead, just trying that resting hand again, which is sometimes all that is needed to get them back to sleep. And also have a little think about bedtime routine and what you feel comfortable implementing for that bedtime routine. It can take up to around about 2 weeks for babies to learn, but keep it simple, consistent and realistic for you both and your baby as well. And I must note that babies must always sleep on their backs following the Back to Sleep campaign, just to reduce the risk of sudden infant death or SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome or SIDS. So it will be trial and error to find out what works best for you and your baby, as all our babies are unique. But we really, really do hope that some of these kind of will help you get a more restful night's sleep as well. So, and don't forget to check out your local baby sensory classes or Hello Baby classes for more information of their at-home sessions and their at-home service, where they can provide you with lots more wonderful classes and lots more as well. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.